Hello, dolls. Hello. Welcome back to another Thriving Thursday with Dell. If this is your first time here, welcome. We are going to get started probably around the 2 to 3 minute mark today. Typically, it's around the 5 or 6 minute mark, but we got a lot of ground to cover. We got a lot of things to do. So, as you can already tell by the title, this is the first interview, the first collaboration for Women's History Month. My sharing her story, get it? Her story, history, her story. So that's the series that we're doing. And so tonight we have a special guest that I will introduce shortly. But please remember, okay, like and share. That should be automatic as soon as you come in here. Hit like so YouTube knows you enjoy this content. Hit share to share it out to your social media platforms, 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5 of your friends, and also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more amazing content. Let me go ahead and shout you guys out. Feel free to introduce yourselves. Hey, Shamel, you were here early. I'm here for it. Hey, Michelle, you were here early too. Made sure I went to Chipotle to get me chips. Hey, and get your snacks and your drinks because this is going to be great. This is actually my first interview on this channel. Also, before we jump into it, I just want to go ahead and let you guys know that everything that you need to see, all the links to the special guests, platforms, her YouTube, Instagram, her ebook, all of that is in the description box. So check the description box for the goodies. Also, if you would like to get a business mentorship call from me, where I help you with your personal brand, whether that's YouTube, Instagram, whatever the case may be, really just getting that together, check the description box. Join the newsletter. It goes out on the 1st and 15th of every month. I share gems. I let you know what I'm working on. You get all the insider tips, information, all the tea, and that is absolutely free. And then, of course, just look at all the other stuff in the description box. Everything that you need to know is there. All the goodies are always in the description box. So I'm just going to put this up here real quick. That's our special guest name, EDIE-MARIE. Let me continue reading what you guys are talking about. Computer to my right. Okay. Yes, it's a multitasking for me. Hey, Alexis, I'm here and on time, but as usual, I'm studying. It is all good, and I appreciate you sharing on Facebook as well. Hey, Kendall, hello, one of my channel members. Also, if you want to join the channel, you can do that. You will get special live streams and member shout outs, or if you want to get more bang for your buck, special footage and videos behind the scenes, all that type of stuff that you just will not see anywhere else. Check out the Patreon, patreon.com/dailydell, and you can check out the tiers, and I would appreciate your support. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce the guests because, like I said, we have a lot of ground to cover. Thank you, Kendall. I had to show up for y'all today. I had to show up. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce the guest. So our guest tonight is EDIE-MARIE High of Eats with Edie. She is a content creator that focuses on food. She is a YouTuber. She is an author. She is all of the things. She's really killing it. She has amassed over 70,000 followers between TikTok and Instagram, I believe. And if you count YouTube, it's probably over 72,000. It's something crazy like that. But she's out here. Like, she's past the micro influencer phase, okay? She really doing big things out here. And so we are going to go ahead and bring her in and let her do the rest of the talking and introducing. So you guys make sure you show her a warm welcome. And let's go ahead and bring Edie in here.
Hi, y'all.
Hey, Edie.
Hey, Rondelle. How are you?
I'm good. How are you tonight?
I am good, nervous, and ready, child. Nervous and ready.
And they're gonna be nice. We're not gonna, bite or nothing like that. And also, you guys, if you have questions as we're talking, put them in the chat. I like interactive lives. This is not a lecture. It's not a class. Like, talk to us, spill the tea, do all the things. I love the conversation. Hey, Empress. Oh, is that Keisha?
It looked like
okay. I'm like, hey, Keisha. I'm like, wait. Hey, sis, how are you? Okay, so before we jump in, I want you to briefly introduce yourself because you're going to give us more of the backstory later. And then we're going to do an icebreaker game, you guys. So I have to give a shout out to Obedience Podcast because I definitely love the fact that they switch up the icebreakers. They keep it fresh. So go ahead and just give us a name, where you're from, and like a fun fact about yourself.
All right. My name is EDIE-MARIE. I'm from Maryland. And I think a fun fact about myself, I used to be on a swim team. Nice. And that's why I got this scar right here.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that. I didn't know you used to be on the swim team.
Girl, I was doing we had a meet or whatever, like a swim meet. And I finished the race early, but I accidentally hopped out the pool before the whistle had blown. I had to jump back and hit my chin on the concrete, and they still made me race with a chin bust open. Like you can see all the meat and everything.
Jeez.
Yeah,
like, get back to work.
So I'm a trooper.
Yes, a trooper for sure. So the icebreaker game that we're gonna play is this or that. I'm sure we all have played it at some point. So I just have 10 questions and you got to answer them quickly. Don't think about it. Just go with the first, with the first instinct. Okay, so what's worse, laundry or dishes?
Laundry. I hate folding clothes.
I would say dishes.
To fold it after. No, the dishes is cool. I don't use a dishwasher though. I just use the dishwasher to dry. But I'd rather wash dishes.
Yeah, I can't do that. I'd rather fold and just take my time and watch movies.
I'll leave that to Junior.
True, yeah. Okay, next one. Spring or fall?
Spring.
I'm a fall.
No.
Fall for me. The holidays.
It's the winter, child.
It's the last hurrah. It's the last hurrah before winter.
No, it's spring. I need some warmth. I need to wear the spring dresses, all the colors, Easter, all of that. I need all that.
See, Atlanta, it'd be like winter hot. Like it's just
y'all have no in between. Y'all really don't. I don't enjoy my time down there.
Yes, you got to come back for sure. Okay, next one. Amusement park or beach?
Beach.
Okay, we on the same page with that. I'm like, are we gonna be opposites on every single one?
No, beach. I'm not like I could do the roller coasters because I've done it with the boys, but I'm not really a roller coaster fan. So beach.
Yeah, I'm not a thrill seeker. I know people that like want the scariest, highest, most dramatic. I'm like, give me the sand, the water. Let me get that nice, glisten.
Let's get that golden popping, the sun glistening.
Yes.
Treatment.
Some people in the comments are saying dishes. Okay, you got some people agreeing with you with laundry. Yeah, you got some fall people, some spring. Okay, beach. Everyone seems to be on the same accord with the beach, so we all on the same accord. Next question: pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Waffles. It's the waffles for me.
No.
The waffles.
Nah, when waffles get cold, get cold, they get all like hard. I don't know. They get hard to chew. Nah, give me the I have stack with the 2 beet sides. And
man. Now I'm not gonna lie, it is hard to find the perfect waffle. A lot of people don't make waffles right. When it's made right, when a waffle's made right though, like it's got the pockets for the syrup, it's nice and crispy. You dip into that thing. Oh
no, sis. I'm sorry. Pancake. Please say waffles.
Yes, we're on the same page, Keisha.
Yeah, you made some good waffles the other day, Keish.
Waffles are amazing. Pancakes only at IHOP for me personally. I don't make them at home. But
Christian likes
I know. That's why I always take them to IHOP on our mommy Sunday. So I'm like, you're a cheap date.
You're a cheap date. Be ready.
He do. Hey Shay, I'm glad you made it to the live. Waffles are too thick. I'm gonna need y'all to stop.
Yes.
Y'all need to stop. Like Keisha already knows what's up. It's the waffles, period. No. Like you like Waffle House?
You eat one waffle, you be full. No, Waffle House is too ghetto for me.
Not the ghetto though. Like
no, we went there. Was it when we was in Savannah or Atlanta? No, we went there when we visited Atlanta, and I was just like, no. And then I seen so many social media videos with stuff be popping off at the Waffle House.
Yeah, Waffle Houses, yeah. But you can get cheap eats there. But their waffles are not the best though. For their name to be Waffle House, I'm like,
Yeah,
but it's like
I don't know. Of drama, no thanks. No thanks. I'm good.
Okay, next question: TV or book?
So
it's okay. Don't be ashamed. I'm
not even gonna lie to you. I am a reality TV.
Yes, listen.
Girl.
Because I don't read books like that. Like not even on my Kindle. I am a TV girl. Like give me video, give me TV.
Yeah, I'm a reality, and I like medieval shows. Is that weird, y'all? Do y'all like medieval shows or shows that take you like back in time?
like that. Well, this it wasn't really a show, it was a Netflix series, but what was it, Bridgerton or something? Like,
oh, that's my show. You know, they're having a Bridgerton party coming to DC. If anybody likes Bridgerton and you live in DC, they're having a Bridgerton party. And it's like you dress up in the thing. It's like really nice.
What?
And they have like the acrobatic people like from that time and jousters or whatever they call it.
Wow.
So I'm gonna go. Tickets are like $50, but I think that's reasonably priced.
Yeah, that's not bad actually for all that kind of stuff. That's not bad.
So I will be going.
Yeah, that sounds lit. Like I like documentaries and I do like reality TV, but I do like historic shows. I don't know if I like medieval shows.
I like
I would, because I never got into Bridgerton. Like my friends were like, yeah, you need to watch it. I fell asleep in like the second episode.
What about Game of Thrones?
I've never
girl.
I don't really. And the funny thing is, I'm more of a TV person, but I barely watch TV because I barely have time. So it's like, you know, honestly, YouTube is my life. If I'm not doing something on YouTube, I'm consuming YouTube. I'm watching. I'm like,
but
YouTube is my life.
YouTube has everything now.
It does. You don't even really need cable anymore. Exactly. So you don't like Bridgerton either, or Game of Thrones, Keisha? And Shay,
it's the best.
I can't. I didn't.
I watch crime shows too, like especially.
Yes.
I want to see how people get murdered.
Yes. Crime shows. Like when I was pregnant, all I would watch was Fatal Attraction, For My Man, Snap. Like now, a good crime show. I love a good crime show. Yes. Like
I love crime TV.
But yes, true crime. Yep, love it. I love a crime show. Okay, so next question: road trip or flight?
I would have to say flight, but I do want to take a road. I feel like I can't say road trip because I haven't taken one since I was like young. And my mom
you took one to Savannah, remember? Last year.
But does that count? I mean, like a road trip is like, okay, we're stopping in different cities, we're trying food.
Oh, you fancy. You want to do
like I was just telling Ron, I want to live in an RV one day when I'm retired.
Oh, that'd be fire.
I would love to do that. So
I actually know a couple of bloggers who have sold their homes and they just are traveling, like their kids homeschool, and they have a nice RV. I mean, the RV is like 2 levels, like a whole house on wheels. They have
a whole kitchen island in it. I was like, I would love that.
Yeah. So, okay. So yeah, that counts. But I was saying, to me, a road trip is like we drove to our destination. That's a road trip. I say road trip in.
I did enjoy driving to Savannah, but I still have to say flight because I want to be there. Like I'm so
going to get there quick.
Yeah.
I like the road trips because I could do what I want. I could bring what I want. I ain't got nobody frisking me down, telling me your bottle's too big. Like, you can.
Let me tell you what happened to me at the airport, y'all. So I don't know if you know me, well, some people know me on here, but I like to collect perfumes. I have like over 65 perfumes. So I'm going to Florida with Keisha and a couple of our other friends. And I forgot to put my perfume, which is my Louis Vuitton perfume, is $400. I forgot to put it in the carry-on? Is it the carry-on that you can take bigger bottles and stuff? And I actually put it in my check bag. And they were trying to throw my perfume away.
They were going to take that home.
And Ron was like, you spent $400 on perfume. It's Louis Vuitton.
Let me be great. They were definitely going to take that home, though. They were not going to trash it.
They weren't going to trash it. I was like, no, I'll go back and check it in. Don't worry.
Right, you tried it.
You tried it.
Yes, all my shoes, my makeup, I need all of that. Like,
oh yeah, you
took me out when I heard the price.
Like
$400. Give you the Soldier Boy look. $400. I'm telling you, like, what in the world?
Everybody collects their things. Just perfume.
We all have our things. Mm-hmm. Okay, so next question: working alone or with a team?
Alone.
Amen to that. Okay, like I don't know how, because at some point I'm going to have a team for where I want to go in life, but I'm going to be like the coolest boss, but probably like the most antisocial boss at the same time.
Yeah, I know, like, especially in business, you need a team to scale. That's the only way you're going to be able to grow. But the way my personality is set up, it's like if I don't really know you, I don't know. I just like to be in my own zone. I like to work at my own pace because that's when I feel like I'm the most efficient.
Yeah, and when you have a team, you got to be on that schedule because they looking at you like, I
I'm
need
not
this.
trying to micromanage nobody.
It's too much. It's too much. And we have a lot of loners in the audience. A lot of people that like to work alone. So
hi loners. Hi loners. We can be alone together.
I know, right? That's the best way to me personally. I know I got to do better, but hey.
Yes.
Okay, 3 more questions. So the next one, Instagram or TikTok?
TikTok.
Yes.
So, like, it's to the point where I need to just take a break from TikTok. Like, that's the only thing the downfall of TikTok is like you go in there, like, I'm gonna be on here for 5 minutes. And then you get lost.
Yo, for real. Like, I'm late on the TikTok train because one of my good friends down here, she finally convinced me like last month to get a TikTok. She was like, you can do great with it. It's great. Da-da-da. And I was like, finally, okay, yeah. Because I was bashing. I was like, I'm not getting another platform. I'm tired of this. I am addicted. Like, I be on it at night.
I be seeing your TikToks. They be funny. And you make some good content. And I guess we'll touch on this a little bit later too, but the reason why I kind of started falling in love with TikTok more than Instagram is I feel like TikTok is more of a free space for you to be yourself. Kind of like, I feel like on Instagram, I can't really, like, I'm myself, but I just feel like it has to be more poised, more clean. It's more like, but they're trying to keep up with TikTok, but we'll get into that later. But yeah, I prefer TikTok.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I feel like TikTok is more raw. I feel like TikTok is Instagram back in like 2013. Like, just real chill and so supportive. Like, when I was on my Black History Month content, Instagram, I was getting people like, and that's racist and da, 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 da. On TikTok, they were like, wow, this is great information. Thanks for sharing. Like, it's a totally different environment. I love it. I absolutely love it. So, okay, so yeah, Michelle said, why TikTok? So you answered that. And then you don't have TikTok anymore, Michelle? Wow. Like, yeah, I'm addicted. I love it. Yeah, I'm at the point where I'm like, Instagram, like,
yeah, I barely be on Instagram. It's sad. It's really sad.
It is. Okay, next question. New clothes or new makeup?
Clothes.
Yeah, that's a tough one for me, but I think I'm going to lean on clothes.
Because when you first met, I used to wear makeup heavy. I didn't feel like I was cute or pretty without that. But for the pet, like Rondelle
is so like
Rondelle's anti-makeup, right? So a couple of years ago, he was like, you don't need that, and you just need to wear mascara and don't wear your eyelashes. But I still got lashes. I wear lashes and lip gloss.
Yes.
I barely wear makeup unless going out. Oh, Keish, I know clothes for you.
For sure. Yes. New clothes. Everyone's saying clothes. Kendall, Keisha, Michelle.
This has so much clothes for me. I can shop in my closet.
I started wearing makeup more for my YouTube because I feel like it's an image, it's a brand. But outside of YouTube, I really be like barefaced for the most part because it's just like it's too much. Now, I do enjoy some makeup, but I don't keep up with all of it enough to say new makeup. But yeah, like Rondelle, Keisha said, don't come for our nephew. Rondell's gonna be the Grand Rising Queen. Like that's he's always sending those text messages. Grand Rising,
like, Grand Rising, the day Queen. No makeup. You gotta have natural hair too. You don't like wigs. Skip don't care though. Skip.
Right. He's like, you want that Remy? You want that, concealer? Whatever it is. I got you.
That Virgin Brazilian? Oh yeah. I'll pay for it. This is the one.
Oh man. Okay, last one, and then we'll go into the interview questions. Phone call or text?
Text me. Don't call me. I want to be able to
just like that.
Yeah, like I'm not one of the ones that's gonna complain like, oh, you ain't call me. Like, no, don't call me because I'm gonna look at it and put the phone down. Send me a text.
I think it depends for me. Like, I have my moments where I want to talk on the phone, mostly when I'm doing Uber Eats, but it depends on my mood. If I'm not, then it's like just text. Like, I'm really not trying to be tied onto the phone like that.
I watch Ron do it all day. I'm not like 2-hour conversations. No.
Jared's phone be here, like surgically attached.
Like glue. I'm good.
Like, I know your ear is burning. Stop. Like,
the phone's hot. The phone about to give out. Its last battery life. That's what
she just said text. She said, "Oh, so that's what." So now you know why she's not answering your phone calls, y'all. She don't put herself on the spot.
I just can't do it. But since we FaceTime more than we call on the phone.
Yeah, you know what? That's interesting because I can do video chatting more than a phone call.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I gotta video him in the laundry room. Facts. Like, that's him all day. And if you don't know, Jared's my brother, y'all, just in case you're lost, that's my brother. So okay, so let's jump into these questions. So go ahead and give us some more background. Like, who exactly is Edie? And then we're just gonna go ahead and lump the other question in. How exactly did you get started in content creation?
I kind of fell into the content creation, I feel like. So I guess back in 2016, I was working at Ruby Tuesdays. And I was like, oh, okay, this is cool, but I want to start my own business. What is something I like to do? And I just figured I like to cook and I could make money from it. It's not like cooking wasn't something like I was like, oh, I used to watch my mama cook. No, I wasn't like growing up doing that. But yeah, so 2016, I was working at Ruby Tuesdays, and one of my coworkers is like older white lady. Her name is Tina. She was like, oh, if you start a catering company, it should be called E-Delicious because my name is Edie. And I was like, okay, that has a nice ring to it. So when I first started, it was E-Delicious, and I was just selling plates. And then in 2018, I just registered my business, but I didn't like E-Delicious anymore, so I decided to call it Eat Deliciously because I felt like for branding purposes in the future, it will have more of a ring to it. And not everything has to be tied down to my name. I want my brand to kind of be separate from my name. So that was that. Then I started catering, and then I was like, the profit margins on catering is not as great as people make it seem if you're not a restaurant. Like if you're just a small independent caterer, it's harder because you're not getting the I guess imported food from like buying in bulk. You're just buying it by yourself, I guess. So then I was like, oh, let me make these seasonings so I can make seasoning blends and I don't have to be on my feet. And that's something that's like mailbox money. I like to call it a residual income. So I was always working a job, but then in when did COVID happen? 2019? 2020, I lost my job. I actually got fired from my job, actually, if we're being real honest, even though I was like the best. But that manager was doing some really undermining shady stuff. So I lost my job, and then I just started, I was going to take catering and posting my recipes online seriously. And then that's how I fell into content creation.
Got you. So you started basically like 2020 is when you really started.
When I really started, because I was like, when you have a job, it's hard to kind of do both. It's hard to balance that. It's hard to juggle. But when I lost my job, I was like, oh, well, let's move on. And then at that time, that's when Instagram was kind of rolling out its it paying you for like putting out videos and stuff. So that's how I was making my money.
Got you. Yeah, like 2020 definitely brought out a lot of creativity in people. It brought out a lot of side hustles and thriving businesses. Honestly, I feel like if you were on your grind in 2020, that's when it was like, if you don't already see all the fruit, you're definitely starting to see it. You know?
Yeah, because everybody was at home too and online. Let me turn this.
Oh, no problem.
Sorry, y'all.
No, it's cool. So let me look in the chat while you're doing that. Michelle said, depending on who it is for call or text. Kendall said video chat and voice chat. Yeah, I like voice chatting too a lot. It's so much easier. And amen to residual income, okay? Like that's what it's all about. Also, you guys, if you're liking this live stream, don't forget to like and share it and support Edie stuff. Look in the description box. Okay, so let's go on to the next question. What inspired you to choose the route you chose with food? Because you could have went with lifestyle, you could have went with so many different things, but what made you say, okay, I'm gonna land on the food?
Because it was something I was good at, I feel like. And even new recipes is something I catch on to fast. I was like, well, this works. And I feel like food ties into lifestyle. So even if I wanted to pivot, like it would be easy kind of for me to pivot. I know Keisha even suggested, yeah, you can do so much with food. You can do cocktails, you could do how to do table settings, all that type of stuff. I never really got there yet, but that's, I feel like, why I still stuck on food.
Absolutely. Yeah, that makes sense. And pivoting, excuse me, y'all, is important because we're gonna get into that in a little bit, but it's one of those things where when you're in business, I feel like it's almost inevitable. Like you're gonna pivot at some point. You're not gonna be doing the exact same thing that got you into business necessarily 10 years later, and that takes a lot of pressure off too for those of you who might be watching. You're like, oh, I want to start a business, I don't know, because a lot of times you feel like you have to have it all figured out like from jump, and it's like, just do something, just get started in something, and then you're gonna always branch out and pivot.
I feel like that was one of my downfalls. Like I already put a lot of pressure on myself. And so in my head, I picture things how I want them to be. And when they don't come out that way, I take it very hard. I get really depressed because I just know how I want stuff to pan out. And in business, it does not work that way. And I guess it's not supposed to, because how are you going to learn what the correct way to do things is if you don't fail? And I feel like a lot of people don't talk about the failing part. You just go on social media and you see, oh my God, it's popping, it's lit, it's a lot of tears, it's a lot of it's a lot of depression, it's a lot of stuff. And then social media makes it worse. It's Instagram, going back to that, it's a lot of pressure.
And honestly, a lot of people cap on the internet. Like a lot of these people out here talking about this, that, the third thing is popping. Like if you really got down into the books of their business, it's like,
you ain't making
mathing. Like something ain't adding up here.
And I think that's what goes into the pressure thing again, because you look and see, okay, well, I'm doing what this person is doing and my stuff is not working out that way. And God, he don't want you to do it the way that person is necessarily doing. He has your own path for you to follow, but you just have to listen.
And not to mention too that social media also creates this rushed environment where it's like everything has to be done next week, because you see those standout stories where it's like, I started my business and I became a millionaire in a year. Like, I don't know if you guys know, I think her name is Ellie Talks Money or something like that.
I think I've seen her page. Do I follow her? Let me check.
You might. But her story, don't get me wrong, is very inspiring. Like, talk about inspiration. She went through so much. And in a year, she basically went from nothing after being divorced to making multiple six figures, basically being a millionaire. But that's a standout story. Like, well, she sells multiple different products and stuff. Don't get me to lying and telling her story. But next thing you know, I got a cease and desist or something. But her story is very inspiring. But at the same time, when you see that, that now becomes a standard on social media, because it's like, oh, if she did it, then we should be able to do it. And we have to remember that business takes on average 3 to 5 years for you to become profitable. Online business is no different. It's still business, and you still have to take into consideration people's budgets, lifestyles, their change of taste, your audience changing, so many different things. So if you go into whatever you're doing thinking 3 to 5 years is going to be what it takes for me to actually reach what I'm trying to reach, then it's not too bad. Like, you can go in with a more level head. But a lot of people expect to become viral and go crazy overnight, and it don't always happen like that. But speaking of going viral, when and how did you go viral? Let's give us the whole backstory, leave nothing out.
All right. So part of that, I'm not even gonna lie, was thanks to Rondelle. So what happened? Okay, I lost the job, blah, blah, blah. Started doing that. I was pushing out content like every day. Like every day I was getting up cooking. And that's one thing about being online. You have to be consistent. That'll kind of help you go viral. So then I was like, okay, I'm doing all this, but I need to work on the back end stuff, because it's not just about posting. You got to have like your business fundamentals in order. And I would recommend people taking classes. So Rondelle at the time was doing the business coaching thing. Do you still do that? still?
Mentoring. Well, we'll get to that at the end. Yeah.
Okay. Well, she was going to business coaching thing. She was taking clients at that time, and I was one of her clients. So she kind of directed me on different things in business. She had this great program. It was called Monetizing Your Followers or something like that.
Your influence.
Your influence. And it's basically
neither here nor there.
How to make money, basically. How to use your following to make money or whatever. So anyway, I made this recipe. It was basically peach cobbler churro tacos, which is real black. I feel like people like peach cobbler. Like,
doesn't get more black than peach cobbler.
Oh my God. And I was like, ooh, this would taste good in a taco that tastes like a churro. So Ron be like, oh, you just trying to get me fat. I'm trying to get my fat. Okay. So I made that. And then the Shade Room DM'd me and was like, hey, we saw your video. We would love to post you on our page. We'll give you a tag, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, cool, the Shade Room.
Yes,
and I was
you made it.
I was like, I made it, mama. And then they posted it, and it was like a mix of reviews. People like, oh my God, you're giving people diabetes. Oh,
diabetes.
It was the whole thing, like diabetes, and some people was like, oh, that's good, that's creative. So I got an influx of followers. And at that time, my TikTok had already was going viral because I did a homemade pickle video, how to make pickles. A lot of people didn't know pickles was cucumbers, child. I was surprised. I was like, okay.
The more you know.
That's basically how I went viral with that. It was crazy. But the downfall, I feel like, is when you go viral, be prepared to have somewhere to lead the people to. I feel like at that time I was talking to you, we were working on kind of getting I was still working on the cookbook at that time, trying to get my recipes and stuff together. And I also doing that, I ended up taking a back burner on the seasoning, which is why I started my business in the first place. And so like, I feel like my seasoning blends got lost in the rat race of trying to keep creating content and also keep the new followers that I had engaged. And that's like a balance, because Instagram, y'all, any social media platform, I feel like really doesn't care about your mental health. They don't care about nothing else but you producing content that's going to keep people on their platform longer. That's all they care about. So when you're, posting reels every day, videos, and I think lives now, they want you to go live. I'm not really a go live person. I get so nervous. But when you keep doing that, they'll push your platform out more. And then on top of that, you're pretty much probably following people that's already in your niche, kind of like. So then you're seeing all that, and then it's pressure, and you got to keep creating content every day. It's a burnout.
It is.
It's a burnout. Nobody talks about that part. So I had to slow down. I was like, I can't get up every day and make content. So then I think you suggested making batch content, which worked for a little while, but it was still the pressure of Instagram. I'm just like, cannot keep up with the rat race. It's just too much.
It is a lot. And honestly, this is why I tell my clients to pick a schedule that works for you, because we're slow and steady wins race. This isn't a marathon. I mean, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. We're in it for the long haul. And I just had a client call before this live tonight, and I was telling him, I was like, what's your end goal? Like at the end of it all, what are you really trying to gain followers for? Because if you're trying to get paid, I can show you how to get paid now. You don't need to go viral for that. Like, you know,
there's people with less followers than me that get paid more than me.
Oh yeah. Like I was signing 4-figure clients for not the exact same program you did, but the same length, 12 weeks. And I had made my first client. I didn't even have 1,000 followers yet. Like, so you don't have to get the followers unless you are really trying to be a traditional influencer in the sense of you're pitching brands to work with and stuff. But even that you can pitch and make money before you go viral. And so I think it's really just a vanity metric. And one of the downfalls of platforms, particularly like Instagram, is that it's all about recency. So if you're not recently posting, if they can't go on your profile and on the algorithm and see like you just put something up in the last 24 to 48 hours or whatever, you become forgettable. Versus platforms like YouTube, you can make a video this week. It might not pop this month, this year even, but by next year it can hit the algorithm, and next thing you know, it's gaining traffic, especially if you're creating evergreen, needed content, necessary, informative content. Even platforms like Pinterest, where people are going to go on Pinterest and search. So if you're putting up a recipe, that thing might not take off today, but eventually it will. Like for my mom's Pinterest, someone just saved the recipe I put up like last November or something. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, so those kind of platforms are more worth it at the end. If you're going to like toil for anything, then pick something where it's more evergreen. But
yeah, because those are Pinterest, YouTube, and it's one more that I can't think of the name, but those are, I would call search. They're search engines.
They're search engines.
Instagram and TikTok, but even I feel like TikTok is kind of in the middle. Like TikTok is kind of like a search engine, because if you type in something in the search bar, a whole bunch of videos pop up. So I feel like in that aspect, it kind of does the same as YouTube. But on my YouTube, every Thanksgiving, I know that I have a jerk turkey video on there. That's going to get hits. I have over like 25,000 views on that video. And even I have a Christmas video, because people go look at that stuff. I have an apartment decor video. People look at stuff like that all the time. Whereas Instagram, like you said, you have to be posting recent for people to see your content.
Yep, you become forgettable if you don't. Let me catch up on these comments real quick. Yes, it did. Thank you, Kendall. Rondelle always teaching us about pivoting. So Keisha knows that Ellie talks about money. Comparison is extremely toxic. Very, very toxic. Peach cobbler is my fave. I don't even know if I really like peach cobbler. I think I'm indifferent about it.
But the crust is the best part, like the crust. That's what's going to define.
That's true. Keisha said they definitely don't care. They don't. It's all about money at the end of the day. You fall right off the algorithm. Exactly. And that evergreen content is a gem. Yes. Like if you're going to do anything, sometimes, hop on the trends, get in while it's hot. But for the most part, you don't want the bulk of your brand to be trends and like recent news.
That's how you fade out fast. Yes. That's how you fade out fast, man. Not be so caught up in following these trends, because it's a trend, and a trend is always going to change. But then it's like you're chasing, and you don't want to chase. Now you want to know how to utilize it at the right time for when it is convenient for your business, but don't go chasing them trends, because you will tire yourself right out. If you do chase trends, just use like a trending sound, but still stick to your content.
Yeah, don't go chasing the trends, and don't chase a viral moment, because you honestly you don't know when you'll go viral.
Yeah, you never know. Because when I went, I was like, okay, but then
what was the time frame in between you going viral? Because it happened in like a weekend or something short like that.
So no, it was a little bit longer. When did I started taking Instagram serious? That was February, and I think I went viral like April, May. So it took a couple months.
You had like a jump, because I remember when we started, you had just about 3K, and then you got to 10K, then it was like 30K. Like it went from
so that was in like a 2-week. That was in a 2-week time frame. So when I first started taking it serious, I was at like 2K, and then I was like posting every day. People was like sharing my stuff. I guess they was just finding my page, so they was sharing, which brought more people. So then in 2 days, I went from 2K to 5K. And then in a week, I went from 5K to 10K. And that's when I did my little happy 10K post or whatever. And then from there, after I think I went to 15K, and then the post from Shade Room, then that's when I jumped up to like 25 to 30K. But ever since then, on Instagram, it's just been the same. I think I'm at like 34 or something like that now.
Okay.
It's been the same.
And was that a taco bowl recipe somewhere in there?
Oh, the Chipotle bowl. I just did that video last week, and that went crazy too.
I could have sworn you had said like there was a taco bowl recipe that had like 1 million views or almost 1 million. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Oh, you're talking about, I got to so much taco stuff. That was my shrimp taco. That was my shrimp taco bowl. That was
Okay.
from the Chipotle bowl. Yeah, that has 1 million views on that.
Okay.
But
Gotcha.
honestly, the thing I like about Reels is it reaches people that don't necessarily follow you, so that's a good thing. But at the same time, that doesn't guarantee that they're going to follow you after the Reels. It doesn't guarantee that you're going to have they're going to be a customer. Sometimes your audience base isn't just customers. You have people that to like, you're going to have another part of your audience that's going to share your stuff, and then you're going to have the people that purchase. And then with following, it's never going to be your whole following that does stuff. It's always going to be anywhere between, really, honestly, 1% to 3%. And that's just not based on me. That's based on statistics.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the only time that clocking your followers really matters, is if you know, like, okay, I want to make XYZ amount of dollars this month, and I need XYZ amount of customers to make said dollars, then I need to be getting this many followers and this and that for the average conversion rate. But other than that, like, it really does not matter. Like, at the end of the day, it really does not matter. And just know that the average conversion rate is 2 to 3%. And then out of that 2 to 3%, there's going to be probably another 2 to 3% that actually really purchase. So yeah, that's the average. You could have a higher percentage and all that, but that's just the industry average. And that's considered pretty good. You might get 1%, so, or half of 1%. So
exactly. You can't be discouraged about that. Like, I used to get discouraged, like, as far as when I first started, but that's just learning the experience and growing in the business. Like, okay, just because somebody is on their page saying that they got such and such doesn't mean that it's actually true. So I had to learn how to stop comparing myself to other people.
Yeah, exactly. So how would you say you were feeling right before you went viral and right after you went viral?
I think right before I went viral, I was already like on a, I guess you could say, like a high, because I was like, okay, I'm doing what I love to do. I'm making this content. It's reflecting. I'm working on my cookbook. So this is just going to be great. And then when I went viral, that kind of boosted my ego. And yeah, God humbled me real quick. No, for real. I'm being really honest. Like, God has a way of humbling you, child. And when that ego gets big and you just start thinking you done did it by yourself, all of that, no.
He's like, let's bring it down a notch.
I was stressed out because I had to keep creating this content. I was stressed, child. You can even ask Keisha, because me and her, like, we was talking all the time. She would have to calm me down sometimes because I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. And really, just in the last month, I think I haven't posted a video in almost a month now. I just needed that mental break to really reevaluate. I said, remember, I was on your live the other day, or your thing, and I said my word for this year is obedience. Last year, I was doing things the way I wanted to do it, and I had a great start. But like, again, God humbled me and had me put at a standstill. And so this year, I'm going into it with obedience, and I'm going into it with humbleness. And also with the realization that everything's not going to be perfect. Yeah. So I think that's also important to know. This is a bit much. So
it can be. It absolutely can be. And I know for me, especially when you're really close to a goal, because when I was waiting to get monetized on YouTube, I'm like, yo, I've been in the trenches for like 2+ years. Like, come on, what's going on? And finally it hit when I just did not care anymore. And what was happening in the process was I was losing the joy for creating. And people can tell that. People can tell when you're just doing it to get the numbers. Even with my business, like with the business mentorship and stuff, clients are finding me now based on referrals. When I was out here in the trenches, I was getting frustrated because I was making money, but I wasn't making what I thought I should make in comparison to my peers. And so then you're like, okay, I just got to hit these numbers. I got to do this. I got to do that. And the difference is now people come to me, and now I don't have to twist their arm and be like, come on, you want that business. Like, they're coming to me. So the close rate is a lot better. I'm not stressed out.
You want, you need this. I got what you need. I got it. I got what you need. I got it. I got what you need. I got it. I got what you need. 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 I got what you need
Exactly. So it's like I'm less stressed out. 9 times out of 10, I know they're gonna be like, yeah, let's do it. So it's just a better place when you're obedient and you trust God and His timing, because it's not a race. It is not a
Yes.
race. It's a
Don't let
marathon. Take
Instagram
your
fool
time.
y'all.
Don't let Instagram fool y'all with the cap. Okay,
Mm.
people capping left and right, just cap, straight cap. And also too, it's the whole like I have to outdo myself. So like when artists have that one hit wonder, and people are like, oh, you gotta recreate this, and you're like, hey, I gotta do bigger, I gotta go better. So then you get really frustrated, and again, you lose the
And
passion.
not even just outdo yourself, but then you start feeling like you gotta outdo the next person that's in your niche.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start seeing, okay, well, they're copying my stuff. Then that starts to bother you. Like,
listen,
it's a whole social media. Like, I love it. Don't get me wrong. But I just wish people would talk about, I guess, the taboo stuff.
Listen, that's why we're here tonight, because we airing it out. Ain't nothing left in this Pandora's box at the end of tonight.
I'm airing that out. And I was nervous to do it at first because, you want to be like, there's a strive to always be perfect or always correct. But I feel like it's more power in people knowing the real and who you are and being authentic. Because then at that point, people, like you said, come to you.
Exactly. And I will say, just to hit on what you said about people copying your stuff, I don't want to sound arrogant and conceited, but I'm gonna just say I done blazed a lot of trails in my and a lot of people do not give credit. There have been things that I've started that I know that people who would never like a post and never say like, wow, great job, would never say that she inspired me. They started doing it because they saw me doing it. And it's specific stuff where it's like, okay, I know, like, and I just take it as, okay, you know what, at the end of the day, you ain't got to give me my credit, but that speaks obviously to my creativity that God has blessed me with, to be able to have the foresight to already be 2-3 steps ahead, even though I might end up trailing behind financially, because I'm not going to be shucking and jiving and brown nosing to get to the top. Like, I'm going to say it how it is. I'm going to be me. You either like it or you don't. And so I'm not out here for popularity. At the end of the day, as long as I can take care of my child, I know I'm being honest. I know I'm doing what I was called to do. That's all that matters. And unfortunately, authenticity, as much as people love to holler about it, they don't really support it, because people be your real self, be authentic. But y'all not ready for that. Yeah,
you do it. And they be like, oh, Harpo, who is this woman?
Harpo, who this woman?
Who this? Like, no, you wanted me to be my authentic self, and here I am, and you can't take it. You don't want to do it. You want to copy everything that I was doing before, not giving no credit.
Yeah,
chasing trends, and I'm a trendsetter, and that's fine.
Okay, just I'll thank you.
Thank you. I'll collect my check. Thank you.
Oh man, let me see what they're saying in the comments. She was definitely stressed. Yeah, I can imagine. Like, I already know. Sometimes we have to take a time out and not let the job overwork it. Right. Yes. Okay. Because I was doing that in the government. I didn't hesitate to take a day off. So why would I not take a day off now? Like, especially when I chose the freedom of being an entrepreneur. Yes, losing the joy, absolutely. People can tell. Cap with a brand, right? Exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. So when would you say that the burnout kicked in, and what do you personally do to navigate through it when it does kick in now?
I want to say the burnout really, for me, kicked in right before 2021 ended. And really, I don't feel like I've been handling it that well, honestly. Because my first instinct is to isolate myself. And that's not necessarily always good. Okay, it's good to have, moments. But my isolation really lasts a long time, where I don't talk to nobody. I don't go out. I haven't been on social. I don't go on Instagram. I've been on TikTok though, but not posting anything. I'm just looking. So I feel like I haven't really been handling the burnout well, honestly. The good thing though from taking this time out from posting is that I've been utilizing the time to get the back end stuff together.
Mm.
So basically working on the rebrand of my seasonings. So when I do come back out and I'm creating content, it's with an intention. Okay, my recipes are going to feature the seasonings of the brand that I actually which is why I started the business in the first place. It wasn't to do content creation, it was to sell by seasoning. How can I use social media to work for me instead of me working for social media? Okay, I'm create the content, but I'm gonna use my seasoning blends in the recipes that I'm going to create. I'm going to start cooking from the recipes that's in my cookbook. I'm going to do stuff like that. So when you're utilizing social media, make sure you're using it to work for your own stuff and not you being a slave to the social media. Because if that's the case, I should have stayed at my 9 to 5.
Listen, okay. At least I get benefits, okay, like
health insurance, all that good stuff. All that good stuff.
And you definitely want to have a content journey and a customer journey. Like why every post, for the most part, I mean, I'm not saying you have to be super calculated, but for the most part, you should know majority of the reasons behind why you're posting. Like, why am I making this post in the first place? Like, what's the purpose of this? What do I want to be known for? What kind of response do I want the audience to have from this? Am I trying to just get some new eyes on my page? Am I trying to convert? Am I trying to, whatever, but it should have a purpose. So you should never just be logging in, posting blindly. Yeah, like, oh, this seems good to post it. Like, no, have a purpose. If you're doing this for a business, now if this is just leisure for you, it doesn't matter. But if you're a content creator, you should have a plan, a journey, customer journey, all of that. Like, it should have a purpose at the end of the day.
Like my business coach says now, she's like, know who your target audience is. If you don't know who your target audience is, you are pretty much wasting your time because you're basically posting for leisure at this point.
Yeah.
Because you're posting just for likes. Likes don't feed your family, child. Likes don't do that. You gotta post with some intention, and you have to know who you're marketing to without seeming like you're marketing to them.
Yeah. You show up as they want to be talked to, so prime example, I know majority of my audience are Black women or women of color between the ages of 25 to 34. They live mostly in the US and Canada, particularly in the southern states. I know what shows they like to watch. I know where they like to shop. I know all of this, so I can show up and talk as them, or I can show up and talk in a way that's going to resonate with them. And honestly, like if you're watching this and you're like, I don't even know where to start, you might be your audience. Like if you want people like you, then talk to how you would want to be talked to. Like think about yourself in the audience, what would resonate with you and stuff like that. So that's really important to know, so that you don't get burned out and you don't get confused. And because honestly, burnout comes from when you're confused and you're just working, like you just out here creating purpose, because you might actually only need to post twice a week to make the impact that you need to make, or maybe your efforts needs to be more on your email list and not on social media. Like if you're trying to make money, what are your income producing activities? Is posting on Instagram going to get you that money? If the answer is no, then you need to find another activity to be doing. Like, like get down to it.
Yeah. So it's just like people, you have to think of yourself as like you're a service provider basically. And because we live in a consumer-based world, everybody is looking for a solution to whatever their problem is. So that's how I figured out what my target audience was. In the beginning, when I first started and I was doing stuff, like you said, in confusion and chaos, it was just posting recipes, and I had a lot of chefs following my page, but chefs are not my target audience. Chefs are not going to be the ones trying my recipes. Chefs are not going to be the ones purchasing my cookbook because they feel like they already have it together. You know what I'm saying? So who is my target market? My target market is women, basically the same age around that you said, 25 to basically, I would say 35, 40 for me. People that work and have families that need quick, easy, simple recipes. That's on my cookbook. It has simple stuff. It's not hard to find ingredients because some of these pages, you be like, oh, I want to make this, but it looks intimidating. No, my audience is for people who want something that looks good, tastes good, but it's easy to make. You're not going to feel overwhelmed in the kitchen.
Exactly. That's a word right there. Y'all give this video a thumbs up, share it out if you're liking it, subscribe. So what were some new challenges you faced with your newfound fame? You get this influx of followers. Everyone's on the shade room giving their unwanted opinions. Like how so how did you feel? Like how did you adjust to it? And how are you adjusting to it right now?
How did I feel? I felt great, actually. Everybody was like, "Oh, congratulations!" I was like, "Your girl is on the shade." And then other food pages started reposting, so that felt great. Adjusting to the new file because the shade room is such a broad. It has a really broad audience. I feel like with people whose interests change daily. I feel like creating recipes to, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Posting recipes to inclusive for everybody was a bit difficult because it was followers that started coming out were a little bit younger than my target audience, and I don't know. It was really weird. So that felt uncomfortable. And when some videos did great, like videos that I felt like this recipe go hit because I know I love this recipe, it didn't hit as well as other videos. So that got discouraging. But then again, people's interests always change. People's algorithm changes based off of those interests. So you can't really get caught up in the likes and the shares. That's the transition that I'm going through now. But I haven't really been posting on Instagram lately to really feel any way about it right now, to be honest.
Yeah. And what would you say were some of the challenges with your newfound fame?
People's negative comments. I feel like that was the main one for me. Because I take a lot of stuff to heart. I take everything to heart, really.
I'm an artist, and I'm sensitive about my
It blows me that people feel like everybody has a different way of cooking. Okay, my mama did it one way. I adapted her recipe. I added stuff to make it my own. People from different countries.
Good night, buddy. Sorry.
Good night, nephew. People from different countries cook different ways. People from different states cook different ways. There's different ways to do stuff. I think that's the joy of cooking. When people are like, "Oh, like don't put what they say, don't put sugar in your spaghetti sauce." I'm putting sugar in my spaghetti sauce because I want to cut the my tomato sauce, child. How you gonna tell me how to cook my own food? Or when people be like, they post with their mac and cheese videos. Oh, you're not supposed to make a roux. Oh my God. People just do different stuff. I feel like the negative comments was what really tipped me over.
Yeah, and I see why celebrities really struggle with that too, because a lot of times we just want to be known, we want to get the numbers, we want to get the money, we want to get all these things, but enjoy not being known. Enjoy being able to make your mistakes and do your thing in silence, even just being able to say whatever you want to say. Because I'm nowhere near at the, amassed amount of followers that you have, but even being where I'm at, especially on YouTube, because I show my face a lot. A lot of what I do is video. People love to see me on video. So and in the beginning where I was talking to 100, 300 people and I could just spew out all the nonsense and it doesn't matter what I'm saying because no one's watching. Now it's like, wait a minute, let me watch myself because you just don't know what people are going to pick up, what they're going to share, what's going to end up possibly getting you into trouble, whatever the case may be. And everyone has their opinions, like you said. So it could just be like, okay, can you just leave me alone? Let me live my life type of thing.
And you can take stuff out of context. Like they take one little sound bite or one little clip of a video and you can go viral for the wrong thing.
Yes.
By accident, just for not watching what you're saying or watching what you're doing or how you offend people. Exactly. I personally, I don't want to be famous. I want to just be paid. I don't really I don't want to be famous. That's why, honestly, my Eats with Edie page, that's for my recipes. But my Eat Deliciously page, my actual brand with the seasoning, where my cookbook is and everything like that, it doesn't have a face. I want that to be faceless. I want to keep those two things separate for that reason that you just said.
Absolutely. And like, I mean, for YouTube, it's kind of inevitable. Like I want to get to the point where I have hundreds of thousands of followers, but
Mhm.
that's why I put I make my brand the way it is. I speak on the taboo things. I'm very just like, hey, this is what it is, because y'all not about to have me out here just scared to speak and scared to act. Like, nah. Like I watch myself, because we don't want to repeat
Mhm.
some of what the bigger YouTubers have been going through recently. We ain't
Yeah.
dropping no names, but
I know who
yeah.
you're talking about.
I ain't trying to be there, but but we definitely are going to be honest and open, and that's why I also don't do certain types of content. So the likelihood of me even getting to that point is very small.
It's very slim. I feel like I was telling Junior that you would that I see you in the future having a podcast.
Yes.
I feel like I told you that. I was like, you know what, Rondella's gonna have a podcast. I feel like she'll be very good at that because I'll be in all your lives and you just know how to speak. I don't know how you don't be nervous doing these things because I'd be nervous.
You're doing great tonight though.
Thanks. I don't know how you do it. I'm just like, she just be up there talking freely. She doesn't care. People really interact with you.
It's a part of me. Like y'all family for real. Even when people come in for the first time, it just clicks. Like one of my subscribers, Tara, she said that this feels like my channel feels like grandma's house. Like where you just go, you kick off your shoes, you with your cousins and your auntie, and then just chilling. Like that's the vibe I go for. Like that's my brand personality.
You got that vibe. You definitely have
That's my brand personality. So Keisha said, "Amen, Dell. You already know. I'm listening." Michelle's taking notes. Just working in the back. Do it for the love and not the likes. Oh yeah, I had to block someone. The trolls come out this time of night. So
oh Lord.
Yeah. So Keisha, that's a word. Do it for the love, not the likes. All the content creators out there, don't get caught up in the likes and all that. Just honestly show up and create. You started this for the love of it, especially if this is all you do. You started it for the love of it.
Yeah,
so
don't get lose the passion because it'll make you lose the pressure could make you lose the passion. But
yes. Exactly.
You just remember why you're doing it. And sometimes if you do need to take that mental break, take it. Like it don't have to be as long as what mine is, but just take that step back, even if it's like for a day or two off social media. Rethink of why you started. That's how I did it 2 weeks ago. I found a journal, an old journal of mine, and I read it, and it was basically saying what I wanted to do. It said that I was going to be the next Joanna Gaines. It said that my stuff is going to be in Walmart. And this was I wrote in 2016. My seasoning was going to be in Walmart and all that type of stuff. And I had the cookbook. Now I'm just working on the seasoning.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like, yeah, take the breaks. Every fall I take like a 2-3 month break, and I could not care less. Like y'all, if you want to see me, holler at me on YouTube because I'm not on Instagram. You're not gonna see me. It is what it is.
I'm done with 2 to 3 month hiatus.
Okay.
We're going to the beach.
Yes, we are. Keisha says she puts sugar in her spaghetti sauce.
Yes,
I think my mom does too. I think I've seen her do it too.
It cuts the acidity of the tomato.
Yeah.
Tomato, if you don't add the sugar, it's too tart.
It is very tart. Very tart. Oh, thank you, Kendall. Daily Dose, so good at just the conversation through the net. It feels like girlfriend vibe. That's what I go for. Okay, y'all. When I get this podcast, y'all better be listeners now. Don't gas me up and not be listening.
No, but do you know that's like becoming a billion? I don't know if it's already, but I saw something. It's like $1 million.
It's the next big thing. Like podcasting is the next frontier.
Some people don't need a podcast though. I'm not gonna say it.
Listen, like there's some toxic and just chaotic podcasts out there. Like,
what is going on? You're just putting anything out your mouth. You don't need a platform.
Okay, and that's the one bad thing about the internet. You give people internet access and a video camera or a mic, they don't know what to do with themselves.
They don't know what to do. Somebody, I saw a comment. Somebody said Amazon needs to stop selling podcast equipment.
Not yet. Let me get mine first. Then you can.
They ordering them on Prime and thinking they geniuses.
Okay. Oh man. Okay, so that part exactly. So would you say the massive increase in numbers, did it ultimately lead to your desired business results? And explain as much as you're willing to. Like, be as transparent as you're willing to.
I would say, as far as my cookbook, yes, because I get a monthly check from Amazon basically that pays a couple of my bills, which is good. As far as Instagram is self-paying, I would say no, because when they're first pushing out your content, when you go viral or whatever for your reels or whatever, at first it was like a good, decent number. Let me see if I can find it. Sorry, y'all. Let me try to
No,
pull
that's
it.
fine.
Do they still even have it on here?
What, the analytics for it?
Yeah, I'm trying to find like the professional dashboard where I can see
Oh,
like
yeah.
what it was before. So they was giving out bonuses, right? So dang, it's not here anymore. But
Oh,
anyway, they was giving out bonuses, and the bonuses was basically, okay, you make a video, you get, I think the first one was maybe 5,000 views, which is really nothing if you're doing the reels because that
yeah.
happens quick. You're getting paid $500 just for the 5,000 views,
Wow.
like that. You do that on multiple videos, that's bank. But I
Yeah.
guess as they started to roll out the program, it went from that to maybe $100 for 10,000 views, then
Mm.
250 for you got to get 250,000. Which if you have, even with the following like 30 something thousand for me, that's still a difficult number to get in views, especially if you're not doing lives and everything else to push out the algorithm. So that part I would say no. As far as the cookbook stuff, yes, because I'm still seeing the fruits of my labor on that. um I'm hoping that ultimately, um financially it grows more, really. But yeah, I think overall, no,
Mm.
not really, because again, it's always 1 to 3%.
Yeah. So
And
it goes back to what we had said earlier about like, don't stop counting yourself out because you don't have a following. Like,
mhm.
if you have something to sell, if you have something that you're trying to get out there, start now. You ain't got to worry about the following and all that. Like, just
You'll
start.
get paid more. Sorry to cut you off. You'll
Oh,
get
no,
paid more with the brand deals, though. Now that I
yeah.
have gotten paid a decent amount from. So with the brand deals, like Deli said, you don't have to have a following for that. They actually I would say, my opinion, they would prefer people with smaller audiences, because with that, they feel like you're more in tune, in touch with your following. Back in the
Mm-hmm.
day when it was, what we said, 2013, 2016,
Like, yeah.
followers were a thing. People was buying followers out here in these streets, and
Listen.
brands were getting duped because the amount of followers wasn't translating into sales for
Mm-hmm.
the brand. Brands care, they don't care about you, they care about your audience. And so they want their product in front of your audience. If you have a cool, down to earth relationship with, say you want to work with a brand, and your followers are in tune with you, they're more likely to buy from somebody that they trust. So, and when you're building this engagement and these followers too, it's not just about posting. You actually have to build your tribe. That's what's going
Yeah.
to translate into the money. And don't expect the money overnight, but you can definitely get more sales from brand deals than getting paid from Instagram itself,
Yeah,
I would say.
exactly. And I would also add, have your own proprietary product. So like, how
Mhm.
you have the cookbook, how I do, or service, how I do the mentoring, like have something that you determine how it's priced, when you do it, all that. Because at the end of the day, I can choose what I charge and I get every
Right.
bit of my coin in my mentorship.
Mhm.
There is no percentage to pay or nothing.
Mhm.
So or if you have something physical, it's a smaller percentage than if you are waiting for a brand deal and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
It could be a lot. It could definitely be a lot.
Mhm.
So would you say pivoting in your brand with a large audience, is that more embraced? Or do you find like if you pivot and you say, oh, I'm doing something now, something different now, people are like, what in the world?
For me, actually, it's been embraced. I get a lot of DMs, even just recently, with just saying, "Oh, I'm taking a break, and this is how I'm moving forward." Because I still post in my stories, I just don't post on my page,
Yeah.
and I've been still getting a lot of support. And with polls and stuff, I would suggest, if you are going to pivot, do a poll first. I feel like don't just pivot, because you still have to cater to your audience. Like, you still have to see what they like. So I would say do polls, talk to your audience, pivot that way, because you can pivot and it's still not hitting where you need it to hit per se. But I would say
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing too, I would add, depending on the type of pivot, because if you're going to pivot and you want to keep your audience, then like they're still your main audience, then ask them for sure. But sometimes in my experience, asking them can hold you back because they might not be your main audience. So a prime example for that is when I started doing this commentary content on YouTube, and obviously now I'm branching into interviews and stuff. Majority of the people in my audience, that's not their appeal. So now I'm trying to get outside, like no shade to y'all. I love y'all. You know, y'all help get me here, but I'm trying to reach like other people. Like there's another type of person out there that likes the interviews, who likes the commentary, who likes the documentaries, who likes those things. Majority of the people that follow me now, they're not really going to consume that. And so, you know, it really depends. I would say ask your audience, but don't be bound by what the audience says, because sometimes they don't even know what they want. Like you just got to show up and you just do it, you know?
So you started, so what do they like more? You think like vlogs and stuff?
So when I first started, I was doing blogs, I was doing makeup tutorials. Then I was really focused on faith type of content for a while and motivational content. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I'm not always a happy-go-lucky person. I'm not always trying to just be like, you got this, come on. Like, I love to motivate, I love to inspire, but I'm not always just trying to keep it peaches and cream. Like, there's a lot of things that I want to talk about. And so with that change, it has been pretty embraced. I haven't had anybody be like, oh, why are you doing this? But for the most part, it's brought out other people that are like, wow, I like this content. And it's brought me in front of fresh eyes, because for some people, it's seen as, oh, that's negative, or, oh, I don't necessarily want to talk about this. Or some people always just want to be uplifted. They always want to talk about the positive. They always want to talk about the happy-go-lucky stuff. And there's a place for that. But I'm more so of a holistic person. So my most recent video on Tuesday, which was a live stream, talking about the reality of female friendships, that got 100 views in like a day and a half. That is different from any other video that I would have done on just motivation. Motivation is cute and everything, but at the end of the day, people want someone that's going to say what they think or what they talk about with their girlfriends, but they're not necessarily going to hear online, because not everybody has the guts and the backbone to say, all right, I'm here, I said what I said, and lights off, and I'm going to bed. Like, you know, that's just, it is what it is. So, people, you know, it definitely shows.
And it's a thing called what do they call it? Toxic positivity.
Yes, I can't stand it.
That is dangerous, because like you said, we're all human. Ain't nobody always happy all the time. It's okay to feel other things, as long as you snap out of that. One. Two, I feel like a thing with sometimes TikTok and social media and Instagram, people, you feel like you have to be in a particular niche and that's it. I feel like that's impossible, because we're human. We all have within ourselves different personalities, different sides that come out depending on where you are, who you with. So don't put yourself in a certain box. I feel like you still haven't strayed away from your brand by doing the commentary stuff. You're still on brand, but it is a slight pivot, but you're still on brand.
Exactly, you know, and so I just think for some people it's uncomfortable. Like, you know, even when I did my video on race in the church, not everybody wants to hear that. Or Black content creators getting paid less. Not everybody wants to hear that. You know, a lot of people, they're just like, okay, well, you know, that's not going to be my story. Okay, well, if it isn't, it's still a lot of people's story, and we still gonna talk about it. Like, you know?
I feel like it is their story. They just don't want to speak. You know how people are like, well, I'm gonna speak what I want to happen. Yeah. But there's a reality in what's going on now, and I feel like maybe people are just scared to talk about those things because they don't want to face the realities of certain situations. That race in the church one was really good.
Girl, folks were offended, but I was like, hey, it's reality. Like, get your head out of the sand. Like, that's when we could get real change, you know? But people ain't ready for it. This goes back to that authenticity tip that we said earlier. Like, people always holler about their real.
It feels different when it comes from a Black woman too.
Yeah, like what? You're actually like the Black folks are in the background, like, yo, we're not supposed to talk about this. And then the Like, sis, come back. And then the
Mom
non-black
said, don't talk about what goes on in the house. That's that type of vibe. Like, no, we gonna talk about.
And then the non-black folks are triggered because they're like, oh my gosh, what my ancestors did, so it's just like folks were mad. They were big mad. And I'm like, don't blame me, it's the facts.
You said what you said, and you
I said what I said in the spirit. In the spirit of me.
In spirit and in truth.
Okay, I'm gonna
pass around the collection plate. Pass the collection plate around. Pass it around.
I'm gonna stand 10 toes down on what I say. That's one thing, okay?
Period.
Before I say it, I done prayed about it, thought about it, researched it, so I said what I said.
So you know what you're talking about too. That's the thing. Okay? People don't want to. When people get pulled up, people be like, "Hold on,
what's this?
Not the receipts."
They don't know what to do. Oh
sorry,
my God.
y'all.
I'm here to rattle some phones and tablets and computers.
Why rattle some phones and tablets?
Oh my gosh, y'all gonna get this truth on today. All right.
That was funny.
Okay. So let me look at these comments real quick so I can wind myself down because I'm so hot. Like I'm hot from laughing. Oh man, Kendall said I listen to your videos. I just don't always get to comment. And I appreciate it. I appreciate every stream, every like, everything. Everyone doesn't need a podcast. Amen. Okay.
A lot of men don't need podcasts.
Listen, have y'all seen those alpha male parodies on TikTok?
That's the ones I was talking about.
Those things have me weak. Like,
wow, these men.
I can watch that all day. Those parodies are hilarious.
They be funny, but they be hitting on some real.
Like, that's what they really be sounding.
A mess.
Kendall said, no, they didn't. That's so not fair. They pumped people up to kick them down. Yeah, Instagram was wrong with that. Mm-hmm. They were absolutely wrong. And thank you for rocking with me, Kendall. Hello, Alicia. If you're still in here, thanks for joining. Y'all don't forget to like and share this out. We only have a few more questions and then we'll be out of you guys' hair. So what are some of the biggest misconceptions about going viral and having a large following?
Let me think. Misconceptions. Okay, the first one, that every new follower is going to be your customer. That's one. Two, that once you go viral, it's like an automatic that brands are going to want to work with you or reach out to you. No, most of the time you got to reach out to these people with your media kit and everything else. Like, don't think that just because you went viral, people are going to be knocking at your door. The only thing that did happen though, outside of the viral thing, was when the PBS show reached out to me. That was cool, but that's like a small percent. Most of the time you have to reach out to these people to get on shows or get brands. What was the second part of the question?
Well, basically, what are the biggest misconceptions about going viral and having a large following?
Okay, and what else? Misconceptions that everybody's gonna like, everybody that follows you is like a fan. Some of them are haters.
Listen.
Some of them are haters trying to keep up with what you're doing.
Yes.
And that followers equal money. And that's like, I feel like that's like the biggest misconception. Followers do not equate to money.
They don't, y'all. Like, you can offer quality, offer stuff that people need from now. You can make money with like 100 followers. I'm telling you. I done did it. Like, it's very possible. 4-figure clients, y'all, less than 1,000. I probably had like 300 followers at the time.
Yeah.
So just offer value. Keisha said this live really got my focus. I wasn't feeling good today. Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm glad that we could help though. I'm really glad.
Yay.
Oh, because I wasn't feeling good today and definitely wasn't feeling it. Thank you both for this. No problem, sis. I'm glad you jumped in. So, so what would you say are some of the benefits on the flip side? What are the good things of going viral and having a large following?
More eyes on you, your brand, your product, even if they are not customers. Again, there's different types of supporters within your following. So people that like, people that's going to view the video, that does help, that does boost to then get even more eyes on you. What else would I say is a benefit? Opportunities, again, like the TV show, or you can reaching out to brands. That's an opportunity there. I would say sometimes inspiration and a refocus. With the new followers, I feel like you kind of basically are able to hone in on what you really want your content to kind of be like, how to cater to that particular group. I think that's for me. I'm just going off of how it was for me. I can't really speak on everybody else. So it may not, my list may not be long, because I'm just going off of like how the experience was for me.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
those are my benefits.
Yeah, definitely the eyes. I think exposure goes a long way.
That's the main thing, is the exposure.
Yeah, and then when the algorithm, it picks you up more when you have certain numbers. So I feel like on Instagram, anything over 10K, they push you out more. On YouTube, on YouTube, anything above 1K, they start to push you out more. You know, so it definitely helps to just get you out there, type of thing, because you need that. Kendall said, "Yep." Yasmin said, "The haters have a purpose too." Absolutely.
Yes, they do. They like. That's why I don't delete negative comments either. Like I let it stay. I let it stay because the comment create a conversation. It's like a conversation piece. Like you mad? Okay, let me make you mad. Sometimes I'll respond, but I always respond positively. But then it creates a conversation piece with other people. So then I have people arguing in my comment with each other. But all it's doing is boosting.
Yeah, keep arguing, y'all. Keep going.
It's boosting. So I'm like, okay, keep going. Fight. Round one. I mean, okay. It just boosts up. I'm just being real transparent with y'all. It boosts it up. So if you get negative stuff, don't be offended.
Yeah, I don't even sweat it. I just be like, whatever. Like, I'll hit you with the have a blessed day in a minute, because I'm not going back and forth with you, period. Exactly. Like,
what would Jesus do?
Right. Y'all have a blessed one. I'm like, you know. Okay, so last question. What's the biggest piece of advice, encouragement, and or a warning that you want to give to other content creators waiting to grow their platform? Or you could give all three. You could give a piece of advice, encouragement, and a warning. You could pick one or two.
Let's see. Don't get caught up. Stay focused. Stay the course. Don't get discouraged when you see somebody else doing something. First of all, you don't know how long their journey was even before you started yours. So don't compare. I would feel like that's the main thing, because that's something I was struggling with, still struggle with a little bit, but it's better. Don't compare. Don't get caught up. Don't get discouraged. Know what your ultimate goal is and your ultimate purpose, so that you stay focused on that and don't get caught up in the rat race of trying to keep creating content just to put it out there. Know what you're doing it for and your ultimate goal. And I feel like that's going to be the most successful thing, because consistency is needed, but consistency with a purpose is what's more important than just having consistency. I could be online clipping my toenails. Just to post a video. But my goal is not to have like, I don't know, a feet profile where I'm getting paid for my feet. My goal is to have a successful seasoning brand, a successful, not even just seasoning brand, just a successful, like McCormick and Spice. They have a bunch of stuff. That's the level I'm trying to be at. So also, my other piece of advice, pivoting off of that or piggybacking off of that, would be, don't forget about the back end stuff that you need to do in order to get those steps. Okay, so that means if you haven't registered your business with the LLC, do that. It's $200. Yes. If you haven't got a Dun & Bradstreet, which is free, which helps you get business credit, so you don't have to leverage your own capital, your own money, that's free. And you can start off with like vendor accounts, build your business credit so you're not using your personal funds. That's what think beyond small business. That's what last year I started the process to get my stuff trademarked. That it's expensive, but at the end of the day, it's worth it, because you have to have an LLC, but that doesn't mean I own the brand. Trademarking it, it's going to make me own the brand. And it takes a long time. So I would say, if you have coins, start saving now to do that because I feel like that's important. I think you pay for each class of something that you want to trademark. Don't forget about the back end stuff too.
Yes, and copywriting all your written materials. If you're inventing stuff, patent stuff,
intellectual property, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Get all that stuff in order because you don't want to. And like, don't be. I know when you first start, but it's easy to get a business bank account. Don't do the Cash App thing. Like, I just feel like stuff like that really, because I feel like you're cheating yourself. Like, don't think of yourself as small. Think of yourself as a big brand. It's okay to start a small business, but that doesn't mean you have to think or operate like one.
Yeah, get an invoice. I use Wave Apps for invoicing. Wave Apps is amazing. It's free, and it gives you all the documents you need come tax season. So all you got to do is pull a report, and everything's right there. There's so many resources out there. There's so many people teaching you stuff. I'm actually coming up with something to help you. It's going to be like a business Bible, no sacrilege or anything like that. But just like it's going to help you with the A to Z of what you need. So yeah, like that's really good advice. So Kendall says she enjoyed it. She got to put her son to bed. Love you, sis. Have a good night.
Good night.
This live was really good. It was really good. Lots of laughs, lots of great information and transparency. I'm sure you'll be back on again. So
I'm always here to be on your live. I love it. So sign me for the next one. You're the only person I feel like you and Keisha. I can go live with y'all, and I know that I won't be nervous because it's really like y'all basically my sisters. But it's like for real. I'm just having a conversation with y'all. Like it's easy, it flows.
Yes,
I really appreciate that. I'm excited for the rest of your the rest of the lineup you have for this month.
Yes, y'all. Make sure you're tuned in. Make sure you check the description box and, support Edie stuff. Everything that she has, you want to tell them everything. Just run it down real quick.
Yes, I'm gonna run y'all down real quick. I'm gonna go into this Amazon so y'all can see exactly what it is. So basically, what I have now is my cookbook. It's right here on Amazon. Ooh, okay, loading. It's right there on Amazon. It's Eat Deliciously. It's 17 easy recipes for you to share with your family and friends. It has a lot of great reviews already. I have 5 stars, so y'all already know it's lit. Y'all know it's lit. So that's that. Also, I'm gonna just show y'all one glass because I can't reach the other glasses, but I have some seasonings that will be coming out soon. So it's chicken seasoning, savory barbecue seasoning, all-purpose seasoning, jerk seasoning, and seafood seasoning that will be coming out. I'm just redoing some labels, and I'm actually talking to a manufacturer who's going to basically take my recipes, my seasoning recipes, and do what it needs to do. Because again, I'm not trying to think on a small scale. I want it to be big so I can get into these stores. So that's kind of like my next step. I've already been working on that. So y'all can stay tuned for that. And y'all can follow me on Instagram, Eats with Edie. I have a plenty, over 300 recipes on there, step-by-step video tutorials for that.
And she does good, y'all, like with the step-by-step stuff, because I don't have the patience for that. When I help my mom with her stuff, I'm like, y'all find her on YouTube. Just go to YouTube. Y'all, you be zooming in, you be doing voiceovers.
I do it. I do it all. And my YouTube cook with me's are more like in depth. If you want something kind of fast but more detailed, you can head to Instagram.
Yes, and TikTok. You have some TikTok stuff.
Oh, and my TikTok too. My TikTok is The Real EDIE-MARIE. It's a lot. It should be all
right. Just type in EDIE-MARIE anywhere you go.
And it'll pop up.
She'll pop up. And also, like I said, I linked to most of what she said in the description box of this video. So check out the description box for her stuff, my stuff. Follow her, get your cookbook, book a business mentorship, whatever with me, whatever you got to do. But definitely thank you for joining us tonight.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
It was a lot of fun. I'm going to let you go ahead and go while I close out. But thanks again.
Bye, y'all. Thank you.
All right, y'all. So that was that. Hey, Raquel, sis, it is all good. The replay will be up. Just give it like maybe 10, 15 minutes to process, and you'll be able to rewatch it. Also, like I've been saying, don't forget to like this video so YouTube knows. Don't forget to share it out. Business Bible's dope. Yes, I'm working on that. You heard it here first. So that's going to be out hopefully by the end of this year. But I'm glad that you guys joined me tonight. Thanks for hanging in. This is a little bit longer than my usual Thursday night lives, but it was a lot of good information. Make sure you share this out. Make sure you, just like I've been saying, support Edie. And of course, if you would like a business mentorship with me, check the description box, book that, join the newsletter. It's free. It's free to show love. It's free to join the newsletter. It's free to do all those things. Y'all have a good night. And I'll probably be going live all this month. I don't know if I'm gonna tape a video, but next Tuesday, you can catch me live. I'll be talking about another women's topic. I haven't pinpointed exactly which one yet, but make sure you're locked into the channel to know. And also next Thursday, we will be going live earlier, because next Thursday, one of my sisters from across the pond in England is going to be going live with me at 12 noon Eastern time, 11 a.m. Central time, which will be about 5 p.m. UK time. So join us here, 12 noon next Thursday. We'll be talking about the issue with modest fashion. So it's going to be another real, raw, candid conversation. She is also a YouTuber, Glory's Blogs. So go and check her out. And you should see the live schedule. If you type in Daily Dell and Glory's Blogs, it should come up. So make sure you check that out. I don't got the patents for the step-by-step. That's definitely right. The patience, for the step-by-step. I don't have the patience for that either. Like that's Edie all day. I'm like, y'all go to YouTube and just see the live stream. But join us next Thursday. So next Thursday is going to be the different time. It's going to be 12 noon, y'all. So don't forget, keep in tune with the channel, subscribe, turn on notifications, follow me on Instagram for notifications and all of that. And I will see you guys next Tuesday for the live stream. Okay, so y'all have a good weekend. Stay safe, turn up, have a good time, and please conserve the gasoline in your car. Okay, because it is $4.30 in Georgia. I can only imagine what it's like up north and in other cities. So I love y'all. Thank you, and I'll see y'all later.